What's going on, guys? What I'm going to talk about is the gig economy. I saw a video on how it's gotten, multiple people saying it's gotten worse as time has gone on. I think seasonally it's beginning of the year is probably not very good, but just in general, the economics of how it works has gotten worse. There's more people driving now, or that want to do that type of work as side work, as work whenever you want. You don't have a boss. You can take or decline whatever orders you want. There used to not be that many people doing it. During COVID, there was a lot of demand for it because people couldn't go out to the restaurant and eat, but they still wanted to get food from a different restaurant. So there was a lot of orders coming in, and there wasn't a lot of drivers. So in order to get your food delivered on time, you had to tip more, right? Or else it would get delayed. Now you have the complete opposite issue. There's a ton of people that want to work, an hour or two here and there, and they heard about DoorDash, they've heard about Uber, they've heard about Grubhub, they've heard about Postmates, they've heard about all these other delivery services which you can make money. And there's a bunch of channels too that deliver food. It can be someone that's younger, that's in high school, that just got a license. It can be someone that's retired, who's had a normal life, and then now they just are doing DoorDash to earn a little bit of money and stay active. Or it could be everywhere in between. Someone that's in between jobs, someone that likes doing it on the weekends, someone that has maybe kids and they have to take care of their kids, but for a few hours a day they can go out and do DoorDash for a little bit, and they can make a couple $100s a week. So there's a whole mix of people that make up that market now, which in 2020 or 2021 didn't really exist, right? There was less people that were on the platform. So, I've done a fair share of orders. I think I've done 1,200 orders, and I started doing it in like 2021, and most of that was done in 2021, when the orders were, you could make around $25 to $30 an hour, at least where I was doing it, which still isn't great because they don't pay for your car, they don't pay for your gas, they don't pay for anything related to the vehicle. They just give you every order you do is the pay that you get. So it wasn't great, but if you had a few hours here and there to kill and you like to drive, then it made sense for some people to do that. And there was usually always orders coming in that were decent, where you could make $30 an hour just pretty easily. Pick up your phone and go do it. So some of that's market-based. Some areas you're just not going to get, maybe there was never good orders, and I'm sure there's some areas of the country where it's still possible to make $30, $40 an hour, just depending on where you are. But for me, I'm in a really popular or populous city. There's a lot of people here. There's big cities. There's a ton of restaurants. There's all different types of people. So I've noticed, or I guess I should say, compared to 2021 COVID era, a lot less orders and a lot worse orders. The reason there's less orders is because there's more drivers. So they might have been pinging an order between 10 drivers in the past. Now there's potentially 50 drivers that are all in the area that are all ready to potentially take that order. So not only is there less orders, but they're also lower paying because there are more people. There's more dashers or more people that are doing gig work that are competing for less orders, right? And so that pushes the price down. And that's why I can't even tell you how many times where the orders are like $2 or $3 or $5. I'll just go on there sometimes just to laugh because the orders are terrible. I say to myself, who is doing that? Who is going to drive 6, 7, 8 miles for like $3? And sometimes it's like 12 miles for $8, and then you end up having to drive back. You don't get paid for driving back to wherever you started from. You have to hopefully get another order just to take you back to that zone. So, but you really don't have any options. It's such a great business idea from DoorDash or from Uber, because it takes advantage of everyone that wants to just go make a little bit of money and has a car. You don't have a boss. You can work whenever you want. There's so much flexibility in it. But if you don't get, if you're not getting a livable wage, or if you're not even getting decent spending money off of it, it's not worth it. Because you're putting miles on your car. You have to pay for fuel. My car, this is a perfect example. Not to say that I'm upset about it really, but it just happens. It's just maintenance, right? I've had this car since 2017. I think the tires on it are original. This is a 2015 Honda Accord, but I just got a flat tire 2 days ago. So the tires I think they're original. So they have my car has like 70,000 miles on it, a little under 70,000. And so I had to get new tires. I didn't want to just replace the one because it was time to get new tires anyway. They were original, like 9 years old, right? That's pretty old. I got all I wanted out of them. And I'm not unhappy about the fact that anything happened, because that's what you expect out of tires, that they're going to last, 50, 60,000 miles. Mine lasted like 70. But still, just the cost of the tires were $1,200, they weren't the cheapest tires, but they weren't the most expensive. 4 new tires, they have to install them, they have to dispose of your old tires. It's, for most cars, it's going to be $1,000 minimum if you get decent tires. How long would it take you to make $1,000 doing DoorDash? It would probably take, 60, 80 hours maybe, depending on where you work and how much you work and what time of day. And that's before gas. That's before insurance or anything, right? So, you guys let me know what you think. If anyone does it, you must be making money, because I've talked to multiple people who, they like the idea of it. I think everyone likes the idea of, hey, I can work when I want to work. I can not have a boss. I can accept or decline where I want to go. It's very convenient to me. But at the end of the day, if you're making $10 an hour, $15 an hour, and you're having to work for that, meaning you have to wait, you have to decline a bunch of orders, you have to wait at the restaurant, and at the end of the week, you see, I made $300 and I worked 30 hours. I'm making $10 an hour. This is not good. It's not a good use of my time. So I think that's what most people would do, but they seem to have a continuous stream of new people that come in that will pretty much take orders at less than cost because they don't know, and they just want to go out and do something. And so they're fulfilling orders, going going 6 miles for $3.25. Like, there's a ton of those orders. For me, I liked it when I could make $500 working like 10 to 15 hours a week, maybe 20 hours a week at the most. I usually never worked, when you can make $30 to $40 on decent orders an hour, if I had free time, I would do it. But now it's, you never see it. The customer wants to pay the least amount possible, which I understand. And if there are a bunch of available dashers or people that are willing to take really low paying offers, the customer doesn't have to pay more, because there's a bunch of people that will accept basically $0 an hour to go fulfill that order. And so that's the reality. So if you choose to continue doing food delivery or ride sharing or whatever, I don't really know. I have never done ride share, so I don't know how that economically works for most people. But food delivery is largely just exploitation. So if you continue to allow the company, you know, if you continue to accept the offers, the company's going to pay you the same. They're not going to raise the price of the offer because they have drivers out there who are willing to fulfill it for a, you know, for $3 or for $4. And the customer gets their food and they just move on to the next one. But as the driver, you're spending all your time doing this. You have to own a vehicle. You have to pay for the vehicle, all the expenses related to the vehicle. If you are not getting a livable income or even just a decent income off of your time and your vehicle, you have to ask yourself, you know, is this worth doing? If you're in a good area and you can make, you know, you can make decent money, then it might be worth doing for you. But if you're in an area where you have to grind out a day to make $100, that's pretty miserable. That's not going to do well in really any part of the country, making $100 a day for 6 hours or 7-8 hours. And that's before, you know, you probably won't pay tax on it, but it's before tax, it's before fuel and all the other expenses with the vehicle. So you guys let me know. I mean, if you still do it, you got to be in a good market. Because if you go, you know, a couple people I talked to, they said, geez, I did it for like a day and then I realized it was terrible. Like, this is not worth my time. Especially now. You know, a few years ago, it might have been okay because you could make $30, $40 an hour. But now, you know, like I said, most people, I think, in a lot of areas are scraping, you know, they have to work to scrape triple digits for the day in terms of making $100. So let me know your comments if you guys are, if you have thoughts on it, and you can subscribe if you want. And we'll see you on the next one. Have a good day.